Water is interested in the color frequencies that minerals bring to the table. So water actually picks up these color frequencies. Once the water picks up the color frequencies, it no longer really needs the mineral. It's imprinted into the water. That's what minerals bring to our bodies. It brings the color. You know, gold, precious metals, that's nothing more than trapped noble gases. Because when we burn those precious metals in chemistry, or being used as catalysts, they put off beautiful color spectrums. Beautiful, beautiful colors. Some of the non-precious metals like iron or nickel or these other things, they have a very short color, let's just say, they're not too fancy in the color department. But the precious metals are put out these beautiful rainbow-like color frequencies, beautiful spectrums of color, chromium and the like. One thing we do know is that we're born 90% water, and they put us in the ground at 50% water. So somewhere between the beginning and the end, we start dehydrating. So there's a hydrogen deficiency that goes on. And Flanagan had his theory about hydrogen and promotes a good hydrogen product. But what I found is studying with working with a doctor by the name of Vladimir Volkov, is that the hydrogen is a positively charged molecule, and it is better suited if it's positively charged versus a negatively charged molecule. Well, one thing we're finding out is that the aging process and the dehydration do seem to go hand in hand, but it's the hydrogen, from my research, the hydrogen deficiency that leads to the silica or the crystal deficiency. In other words, the body begins to dehydrate, but at the same time, the crystal of the body, by the time we turn 40, for example, we lose about 30% of our bone mass. Women lose about 30% of their bone mass by the time they're 40. Men are about 22%. Substantial amount of bone mass. Well, that's the crystal of the body. That's the vibratory crystal. It's like the seed of the avocado that feeds the tissue in the avocado. And when you start diminishing the seed of the avocado, so nobody can measure the energy field that comes off the seed of the avocado, but we know it exists because we take that seed out of that avocado, it's not very minutes later, but that tissue begins to turn black or starts to brown. So it's that subtle energy field that feeds the tissue, which is pretty substantial tissue of the avocado. So what we're finding out is that maybe the hydrogen deficiency is leading to the silica or calcium deficiency that forces our body to start stripping our bones of the much needed calcium. And that may be very much or have something to do with the clock inside the body. Okay, well, I'll go back to this simple fact. Everybody thinks that bottled water is the safest water to drink, and it is safer than say tap water. But people are missing the real point, is that water is an energy-seeking substance. And when you run water through carbon filtration, for example, you have stripped the electrons out of the water. Not completely, but a great deal of energy has been stripped away from the water molecule. So the filtration systems that we're using now is further de-energizing our water. That's another sad, true fact. So what we have to come up with is a way to revitalize our water past the filtration systems. And not only revitalize the water, but erase the memory that it's carrying with it. And magnetic fields is a good way to do that. And magnetic fields has a great potential. One of the things I learned is the water did not like a magnetic field without being spun. And, you know, it kind of blurred the water. It basically created a blur in the water molecule, because it's no different. Again, if you look at, I keep thinking about human beings. You know, one pole or one magnetic pole is no greater than the other because they both have positive benefits. But there's something about the vortex. See, there's something about the spinning and the spiral energy that's missing in your process. If you can create some kind of an energy vortex or some kind of a blade where you could put something where the water could spin while that magnetic field was in place. Because what happens is water wants to breathe it in, otherwise you're just affecting the outer wall of the molecules, and it's not able to suck it in. Water has to breathe.
What about making a copper spiral?
Perfect. Anything else seems to blur just electrical energy into the water blurs the crystal. Magnetic energy into the water blurs the crystal, but when you spin the water, you get a different effect. So it appears to me it's breathing.